Well, hello Enid, and welcome to another city update. My name is Larissa Salone. I am the media assistant for the communications department, and with me today is Scott Morris.
Glad to be on today.
Yeah, do you know what today is?
Well, I think today might be National Cheeseburger Day. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. And fries, you have to have fries with it.
May not be healthy, but we like it here in the US of A.
Do you know what is healthy though? The new McDonald's strawberry and cream pies. They are so not healthy, but they are so good. Anyway, we have a lot of information to get to, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about is Ask Mason. I am really surprised about all the information, like the questions that we get for this show and how informative he is about telling things. It's really cool. Yeah. And so then we have our, I'm going to make up a tune for this segment. It's Streets with Scott. All right. Yeah.
Well, let's get started.
Let's do it.
There are some very exciting projects that are happening. You can see, I noticed today on this one that right there on 10th and Oklahoma, there's a sign that shows what we're doing with the project. So this project is going to last all the way from now through January 15th, but we are replacing water line all the way down Oklahoma Street from 7th to 16th Street. So a big portion. So if you see some like a laydown area where all the pipe is right there on Garrett and 10th Street or so, that's what's going on. We're replacing a lot of water main. That's going to improve fire flow and be a benefit to the community. Get rid of some really old infrastructure that over the years, corrosion has caused those pipes and the water flow to get to be less than it should be. So we're going to be upgrading that portion along as well as, so this is on East Oklahoma between 7th and 16th Street. The same thing is happening on 10th Street. And so that's happened. It's running through the same timeline from now through January the 15th, and from Chestnut to Broadway, replacing the water line over there. That's in preparation for that entire street of 10th Street to be reconstructed, brand new street put down from Garrett all the way to Chestnut. So that's going to be an amazing infrastructure improvement on the east side of Enid in an area that's well traveled and it's well needed. So that's coming after the water line will be the road construction. So Adolpha Circle and Cogdell Drive, that's right there in my neighborhood. And I know that from my walk with the dog yesterday that we've already begun jackhammering out some concrete there, and we'll have a crew be in and replace the concrete in that intersection. And that's going to take through October 1st, so it's going to take a couple more weeks to get that completed, and then that intersection will be opened back up. There's a couple of intersections and streets in La Mesa West that we're working on asphalt repair. So I think that might be the next slide for Prospect and.
Yes, we just got those press releases sent out today. Yep.
Yep. And then we have some lane closures on East Willow Road. That's going on between 10th and 16th, and the state, this is a project that the ODOT is working on, and they'll be working on that for about another month after today till October 13th. So please just be careful as you're driving through. And ODOT's also working on, I know this isn't a slide because it's really kind of right on the outskirts and outside of city limits, but east of Enid on 412, ODOT's doing quite a bit of work, and it's down to one lane in two different sections right around between 54th Street and going out to the east on both sides of the highway. We're getting a lot of infrastructure done, a lot of good projects happening. So
yeah.
Yep. And is that it for streets?
No, we have a road closure on West O&K Garrett and South Independence.
Yeah, that is right here by our offices here.
It is.
They've finished putting up all of the masts for the signals, And right now they've got some lane closures so that they can finish up some ADA sidewalk construction, and so that's being done now, and they're going to be working on that over the next several days. So just be careful as you're driving through. It is down to one lane because this outside lane as you're going eastbound is closed down. So just be careful and add an extra minute or two to your getting through to your commute. So good stuff. Yeah, here's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Prospect. We're doing some asphalt repair here over the next few days. Weather pending. Hopefully we have some clear weather and we can get that done. But there's a section on Prospect, and then on the next slide, there's another one on Ranch Circle. So that's scheduled to be done over the next few days there in La Mesa. So,
but there's something that needs to be noted with some of these closures. The residents need to find alternative parking.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it's an inconvenience, but we're working with you. We're trying to improve the situation, and if you give us a little patience, we'll get in and out as quickly as we can.
Yep, and they're doing a really good job.
Oh, yeah.
New roads are so wonderful. So wonderful.
There's your progress report, Enid. We're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you want to be a part of what's going on within the city of Enid, we have opportunities for employment. And those are wonderful benefits. And if you're interested in that, you can go to enid.org and see what that job description is, and if you qualify, or if you know someone who does, or keep your eyes peeled for new postings all the time for something that might interest you.
Listen, we're fun people. It's a great place to work. Come work for the City of Enid.
Yeah.
It'll be a great adventure.
It's great. And then we do have meetings tonight.
That's right. This week we do have a few meetings. Tonight we have our MAPC meeting at 6 p.m. In the council chambers. We have a few items on the agenda. We have a rezoning. So right there south of Enid High School on Moore Street, there's an area that's it's actually zoned for commercial and for multifamily, and they would like to rezone it to a duplex zoning with a PUD overlay. So there'll be a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock. There's a developer in town that would like to build duplex units, and so he wants to rezone that so he can put in his duplexes. And so we've got a rezoning on MAPC, and then he's got his preliminary plat for what the layout of the duplex complex will look like, and so that's going to be on the MAPC agenda tonight, as well as a use by review. So if you didn't know, the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission covers more than just the City of Enid. It goes out throughout Garfield County within a certain distance of the major highways. And just right on the very, very edge in Garfield County, on Highway 74, south of Covington, all the way down by Marshall, almost, within a half mile of not even being in Garfield County, there is one of the wind farms needs to put up a couple of transmission line towers to run their power through over the top of Highway 74. And so that is an MAPC meeting agenda item to approve that use by review to have that tall structure. And the reason that we do this, and the reason why it's so important, is that in Enid, our partnership with Vance Air Force Base is incredibly important. And airspace is something that we have to be vigilant at protecting. And so anytime there's a project like this where there's a 200-foot tower or a wind farm or a cell phone tower or something like that, we want to make sure that our partners in the sky have reviewed it, had a chance to look at it, and make sure that it doesn't impact their operations for what they're trying to do. And so that's why it's an MAPC item, and we'll be talking about that. It is well outside of where they fly and the height that they need to fly in that area, so I don't think we'll have any issues with that item. So that is on MAPC, and then tomorrow night we have our regular council meeting. Now, we normally would have a study session at 5 o'clock. We have decided to move those study items onto the October the 3rd study session, and so there is actually no study session, but there still will be a regular council meeting at 6:30. So Don't be confused. We'll still do business at 6:30. The public is invited. We'll be at the same place we always are, council chambers here at City Hall, 6:30. The agenda is somewhat light. There is an employee of the month. There are a couple. We're going to briefly talk about the progress we've made on taking care of the corridors in Enid. So we'll do a review on, we have basically put one person in charge of making sure that we are making our corridors in Enid look as best we can. So they're trying for compliance for people who need to comply, and they're also hiring contractors to take care of other items and just take care of it, make Enid look better. So there will be an update on that. And then there is a quick, I believe it is an item for our Suddenlink contract that is on item 5.2. And then we have consent items. So it's really just a claims that we have in consent. And then there's a purchase order request, which is in our budget for more meters and meter infrastructure components to get a blanket purchase order for that. So that's pretty well it for the council meeting. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to sign up to speak in public comment, join us tomorrow night at 6:30.
That's a lot to know, and you can find all that information on our website as well, and so you can come to the meeting. That's right.
You know, and we are looking for citizen participation in several things, and I'm hoping that that we should have some openings come up soon for other boards. So if you're interested in getting involved, be on the lookout, and maybe we'll have an opportunity for you to help us take care of community concerns.
Perfect. And then, so just as a recap of what he had said, here is a slide so that way you can just see it all together. And so, yeah. And then we also have See-Click Fix, which we talk about all the time, which has affected, probably affected some of our infrastructure. Like, hey, some of these things need to get fixed, and so they get fixed. And so, you know, but there's about 55 different topics you can talk about. It's a wonderful tool to stay connected and informed on what is going on within the city for any events or water outages or road closures or anything like that. And so if you have any questions, if you need help downloading this app or navigating the website to do a claim or a request, then give our office a call, 616-7258, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And we are everywhere for you because we know you're everywhere. And so
that's right. There's just a plethora of ways you can stay connected with us. These are all of the sites and apps that you can put on your phone and look on your internet. And we're out there. We'd love to stay connected with you. And we will see you here in a couple more weeks for the next city update.
Yeah.
Until then,
have a cheeseburger.
That's right, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye.